they were not the only ones facing the music this week. The Department of Justice has charged 11 different people with committing mass-scale immigration fraud via arranging phony green card marriages, which are a crime, just in case you don't understand that, through which they facilitated roughly 1,000 sham unions between American citizens who were willing to commit this crime in order to help, and to be paid, of course, helping mainly Chinese nationals illegally obtain a legal immigration status and ultimately fraudulent citizenship and access to voting rights for these communists in our country. You're lucky I'm not on that jury. You really are. You would not get a drop of mercy from me. 10 out of the 11 defendants were arrested on Wednesday morning for their roles in orchestrating these fraudulent, illegal marriages, which they started doing back in 2016 and have continued to criminally facilitate up through July of this year. According to the prosecutors, this group of criminals created a multi-million-dollar network that operated in New York City, in Connecticut, in Massachusetts, in Pennsylvania, in Kentucky, in Tennessee, in Georgia, in Florida, in Vanuatu, and inside of China. The new Attorney General, Todd Blanche, described this case as being one of the largest marriage fraud prosecutions in the entire history of the United States, pointing out that this case exposes just how far these people will go to cheat our immigration system. Gaining American citizenship and legal status to reside in this great nation is a sacred privilege, and we will ensure it is always done in accordance with the law, protecting our communities and national security. These schemes have real costs. They rob our country of its ability to know who should be and who should not be allowed in America. And yes, I hate to break it to you, but there are people who fall into both of those categories. Not everyone is the same. A terrorist is not the same as your mom. Charlie Manson is not the same as your neighbor. There are actually bad people in the world, and no, we do not actually need to import them here. We have enough homegrown ones. Settle for that if you're such big fans of this. Prosecutors filled everyone in on the details, saying that the network that these defendants built involved attorneys, tax preparers, and wedding officiants who were all involved in helping these foreign nationals illegally obtain green cards based on their phony marriages to American criminals before eventually assisting these pretend couples in getting their divorces once the damage to the rest of us was done. Yeah, hello, we're out here too. And you know what? It ain't just your country. We actually have an equal share in it to you. Newsflash, I know. This was a for-profit crime scheme that charged these foreign nationals as much as $100,000 for its services, while paying the U.S. citizens who were willing to commit these crimes for them against all of us as much as $30,000 to fraudulently marry these unknown foreigners. That is all according to the Justice Department. Those numbers. Apparently, recruiters for this crime network used social media posts to advertise their criminal immigration services, genius, and to lure in foreign clients, and to track down any Americans that were willing to assist them by criminally participating in these illegal marriages. Yes, there are these things known as laws. And they're not suggestions, they're laws. And if you violate them, you will pay the costs. I know you're special people. And therefore that means the rules don't apply to you. But guess what? The rest of us just don't give a damn about how special you are. In fact, we kind of revel anytime we can make one of you pay the costs that the rest of us would pay. So you should just know that. Attorney General Blanche said that after arranging these criminal ceremonies, the ringleaders that have now been accused staged family photos to create the appearance of a legitimate wedding. These photos, along with joint accounts that this crime ring helped the phony couple open, were all used in the fraudulent applications for green cards. That's another crime. Lying on your green card application. In fact, it's a deportable crime. Yay! Overseas, especially in China, the offices who filed the criminally deceptive immigration paperwork were apparently so involved in these illegal scams that they also assisted with the prenuptial agreements. In one instance, you can see that they clearly knew that the marriage was entirely fraudulent, given that the prenuptial agreement stated that the couple would live separately and must not interfere with each other, as Attorney General Blanche pointed out. The foreigners who illegally obtained their citizenship through this fraud will have their denaturalization cases prioritized by federal prosecutors, now that directions to that effect were issued by the Justice Department. Don't you hate it that the rest of us have rights too? Attorney General Blanche pointed out, not only are we protecting our physical borders from unlawful crossings, but we're also preventing immigration fraud schemes that are just another way to skirt the immigration laws of the United States. Laws, I would point out, we do actually have a right to have. Our country, we built it. Our ancestors bled for it. If you want to be a part, welcome. But you will do it our way because it's our home. Our efforts to protect our immigration system and our country's borders are aggressive and exhaustive. No matter how complicated the scam, we will do everything in our power to stop it. And clearly, I assume it goes without saying, but just in case, at that point, we will prosecute you for the crimes that you commit to the fullest extent that the law allows us to do, and you will spend a large portion of your one and only life behind bars in a prison cell with some very interesting people. The lawbreakers who decide to get involved with this kind of stuff might want to factor those risks in because they are real and they are irreversible. You don't get a do-over for your life if you misroll. This ain't Candyland. I know it would have been much more convenient if your parents had raised you by telling you the truth, but I had no control over that. As for those who have been charged in this crime ring, see if you notice any kind of pattern here. They are 72-year-old Amy Cheng of Brooklyn, New York, 64-year-old Zhao Mei Chan of Queens, New York, 52-year-old Christine Liu of Queens, New York, 43-year-old Jing Zhang Yi of Staten Island, New York, 44-year-old Zhao Yan Chen of Brooklyn, New York, 61-year-old Gang Zheng of Queens, New York, 47-year-old Anthony Cheng of Staten Island, New York. 35-year-old Michelle Dunas of Staten Island, New York. 26-year-old Angela Dunas of Staten Island, New York. 32-year-old Sigrid Citino of Peekskill, New York. And 43-year-old Erica Johnson of Ossining, New York. Each of these defendants faces a count of conspiracy to commit marriage fraud and fraud that was perpetrated on an immigration document, which has a maximum sentence of 5 years behind bars, plus another count of conspiracy to encourage the unlawful residence of foreign aliens inside the United States, and that carries a maximum sentence of 10 years behind bars, meaning that each of them could spend the next 15 years of their life in prison. And based on the age of some of them, they'll be heading for a nursing home after that. A few are not likely to see the outside again. What a wonderful decision on how to spend their one and only life, and all just to screw over their neighbors and fellow citizens in order to make some sort of illegal political point that we will have forgotten about tomorrow, unlike you. Bravo. The prison system will take care of your encore. The rest of us will be living actual lives on the outside.